Tell us about your bill, HB 1528.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. HB 1528, or Celeste's Law, is a bill. Oh, first off, before I do that, there is an amendment that I would like to move.
Would you like to tell us about the amendment?
The amendment will loosen the time constraints from every 30 minutes to a range between 30 minutes and 1.5 hours at the request of some of the stakeholders.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion on the amendment? A second? All those in favor? Aye. The amendment is properly before us. Please describe your bill.
Thank you. This bill is a response to the tragic assault that happened to a small girl by the name of Celeste. She is in the audience and will be testifying to the bill. Basically, this bill will make it so that SROs, SSOs, and with some limited flexibility, administrators will have the ability to check bathrooms in our schools sometime between every 30 minutes and 1.5 hours to make sure that there are no assaults or drug use or any other activities that have no business going on in bathrooms going on. We all know about the Loudoun County incidents, which I'm sure there will be some witnesses from that as well. But this is something that we have to do. It's unfortunate. In my age, we didn't have to worry about this kind of thing. You know, no one ever heard of anything like that. It was the furthest thing from all of our minds. But in our day and age, it is required, and you will hear from witnesses exactly why. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from members of the committee? All right, we are ready to go to public testimony. Those of you that are new, we are limiting testimony to 1 minute, and we welcome you to come and tell us why you support the bill.
Madam Chair, if I could just ask, we do have a victim who would like to share their story, and they're younger. I don't know if they'll be able to, especially with the emotions, restrict to 1 minute. If we could allow that person to speak, to have their story told.
I'm hoping that I tried to keep everybody at a minute all day long. So let's see if we can do that.
Peace and blessings, everybody. My name is Jafari Jones. I'm the president of BLM 757, also known as Black Lives Matter 757. I'm here in support of this bill. I originally became an activist in 2016 because my 14-year-old cousin committed suicide due to bullying in the Newport News school systems. And when I was growing up, a lot of ill-advised activities did transpire in schools. The story of Celeste is one that should be that no student should ever have to experience again. I've seen the struggles that this family had to endure to get this bill to this level, and I believe it will be proper to pass this through. I have a 4-year-old daughter as well. I will hope this bill will protect her as well, and we're just hoping that we are able to pass this through. And thank you, Ms. Shelley, and everybody else who's done this. So please make sure this bill passes.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
You just look at me, okay?
Okay. I don't have to say that much. If this bill is accepted, I do expect that more children don't be in my situation and what happened to me.
Okay. Thank you for coming all this way.
Thank you.
We appreciate you participating.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the subcommittee. My name is Nakia Miller. I'm not representing an organization. In April of 2020 was the worst day of my life. I found out that my then 7-year-old daughter had been sexually assaulted in her elementary school for almost 2 school years. I'm here today because the school system in which we reside refused to do anything to protect my daughter. And I had to take it to individuals who could do something to protect her, who could do something to protect the other children of the Commonwealth. There is no instance where a child should be a victim of sexual assault in any school. My daughter was 5, going on 6. The Loudoun County and Fairfax County situations were abhorrent, as well as what happened to my daughter. What my expectation is that for any child that is educated in the Commonwealth, be protected and be safe and be given the best opportunity of education that the Commonwealth can provide. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here today. Welcome.
Hi. Sorry. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the committee. My name is Kaylin Miller. I'm a senior at Kecoughtan High School.
Oh.
And Celeste is my little sister. I think that this bill should be passed for a number of reasons. Honestly, I think that it's a lot bigger than Celeste's situation. It could prevent a lot of other things past Celeste's situation as well. I've seen a lot happen at my school that this bill could prevent, and I've heard a lot from my mother that I think this bill could prevent.
Is this your first time here in the General Assembly?
Yes.
Welcome. Thank you for making the journey here.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, Daniel Davies on behalf of the Family Foundation. Appreciate Delegate Cordoza bringing this bill. And I wish we didn't have to be here, but here we are. This is a situation that is a problem throughout the Commonwealth. Loudoun, Fairfax has already been mentioned. There's the bill that's been brought before the General Assembly the last 2 years, an incident in Appomattox High School with a young lady named Sage. I'll just read real quick excerpt from the special grand jury report from Loudoun County. Special education teaching assistant later said she saw 2 pairs of feet under the stall. She did nothing about it. She testified this was not an uncommon occurrence. The assailant later acknowledged that they usually don't do anything regarding 2 pairs of feet in the stall. Again, Madam Chair, members of the committee, hope you support this bill. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Always a great day seeing you all. And a great day seeing Delegate Cordoza. I fully support this bill. I would ask, why not? What is there a possible reason not to support it? Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Could you come back, ma'am, and identify yourself? We didn't catch who you were.
Portland Evans Johnson, thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have anyone here who wanted to express concerns about the bill?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Stacey Haney with the School Boards Association. We think safety in our schools is of utmost importance. This is why you couldn't have a better argument for why the General Assembly needs to eliminate the support staff cap so that we have the people in our buildings to ensure student safety. But the way the bill is currently drafted is going to have a significant cost on local schools. Certainly with the amendment might reduce that a little bit, but it's still going to have a significant cost on the schools. And I'm a broken record on this every year with when the General Assembly sends down mandates on the localities, we believe that the state should pick up its fair share. And so I would just ask for some consideration of what the cost is going to be on this. And also a bit of a technical point, but in the substitute, perhaps it wasn't intentional, I'm not sure, but on line 15, I would suggest not limiting, so the substitute says once every hour and a half and no more frequently than once every 30 minutes. I would say please don't tie our hands if we think we need to check more often because something's going on. The limitation on no more frequently than 30 minutes would be very problematic, and I imagine that's a drafting error or an unintentional thing. I just want to point that out as well. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to have to deal with that.
Madam Chair, Tom Smith, the Superintendent's Association. Again, we are also very much concerned about school safety. And so if this were the pleasure to move it forward, we would ask that you provide some funding so we could implement it. Thank you.
And that was very unintentional. The intention was somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour and a half, so that was not drafted the correct way. So that's
we'll
not the
have to
intention.
work on that, but let's see, do we have any testimony online for this bill? Okay. Let's see, do we have any discussion from members of the committee? Yes, Delegate Cherry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I hope this would be a friendly amendment, but I would like to see if the delegate would be willing to take out SROs out of that, because there's a difference in SROs and SSOs. SSOs are members of the school faculty, SROs are not. And so I would consider that offered as a friendly amendment, but I think that would be problematic to ask the law enforcement officer to enforce a school policy, which they don't currently do.
Yeah, I would accept that as a friendly amendment.
Okay, so now we do have two friendly amendments. Let me go to Delegate A.C.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and Delegate Cordoza. I appreciate you bringing this bill in front of us today. It's super important we protect our children in schools. But Madam Chair, I have a question for our council.
Go right ahead.
Council, due to the cost that this would have with the fiscal impact, is there any way that we could send this to the board to develop a model policy? What would be the process on that?
Thank you, Madam Chair and Delegate A.C. Yeah, I think we could just do a Section 1 bill here and direct the board to do so, and then provide that model policy to each school board.
I would like to go at ease just for one moment. Thank you. Committee will come back to order. So we want to work with you here. We've got 3 different amendments. We like all of them. We like the VSBA suggestion. We like Delegate Cherry's suggestion. And we also like the idea of making this a model policy so that all the school boards across Virginia can benefit. So we have a concept. And I would ask for a motion from the committee to move the bill forward as amended as a concept.
Madam Chair, I would like to move that amendment suggestion as concept, Section 1 amendment.
And Madam Chair, second.
All right.
And speaking to the motion.
Delegate Russell.
Okay, so speaking to the motion, to clarify, we will ask the Board of Education to be coming up with a model policy on bathroom checks, so that way we have some standards and some expectations across the Commonwealth. So the substitute, which we are, because we're working on the fly here, because this is the last subcommittee meeting, you're catching on 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we're trying to see what we can do. We're going to ask the board to develop this model policy, and that's what you will actually see in full committee tomorrow. So, Madam Chair, that's what we have on the table.
All right. So the substitute has been moved and properly seconded. Madam Clerk, you may open the roll. All right, you may close the roll. The motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee. Yes, subcommittee.
All right, moving right along.